Welcome back, everybody, to Year 5 with the Mexico City Aztecs. We are in the conference semifinals or the NBA playoff quarterfinals, and in every series so far, the team that won the first game has now won Game 2 as well. We have won the first two games against the Utah Jazz in this 2-seed, 3-seed matchup with some great offensive displays. 135 for the offense in each of the first two games. Their offense has been really good too, but not quite as good as ours. They've put up over 120 points in each game so far. It's been a very high scoring series to this point, but we have seen some really promising stuff in the first two games. Because look how many players we have averaging through the first two games 20 or more points. We got 4 different players. It got Kim Christie shooting about 68%, Kylan Moore at 55%, Denison Cobb, our top 2 scorers, not quite shooting that well, but still playing well, I believe, in general. Mark Williams, 12 points, 12 rebounds a game. So we've seen a lot of different players step up, a couple different players having strong games in the first two in the series. And now we're looking here in Game 3 to go on the road, go back home for the first time this series, and hopefully jump out to a 3-0 lead and continue this undefeated playoff run. And before I forget, yes, I did go through the players' shoes for all of our players, and I changed the colorway and/or the model that the players are wearing between home games and away games. So Cobb will have the kind of gray daymates on the road, and at home he will have a different colorway, which he's been using for the last couple years with a kind of pink, blue, and orange there. So I did that for every single player that gets minutes right now on the team, including guys like Corey Kispert, who's not playing right now, but will be playing next year during the regular season. So every single player I changed this for. But here we go in Mexico City for the first time in this playoff series. We won the first two games on the road in Utah, and now we go home for the first time to go up 3-0, hopefully, by game's end. And tip-off in Game 3 is officially underway as it's won by Timothy Stewart. Utah may have had the best offense all year long in the entire league, but so far in this series, we have had the best offense, putting up over 130 points in the first two games of the series. First shot for Utah comes off the rim from Timothy Stewart, and now the offense has it. We're going to rock the black City Connect uniforms here in Game 3. Love these uniforms. We got a red out here, it looks like, in the crowd, which does kind of match up with our uniforms as that shot's blocked and Cobb has to jack it up from behind the arc. Good defensive stand there by the Jazz. Getting physical. Now back out to Keontae George. Screen set by York. He's gonna fire the triple, and he cashes in. Second try for Cobb, and he responds with the 3. Good pass out to York. Now 1 for 2 from downtown. Mark Williams pulls down the rebound. He's been fantastic so far this playoff run. Been very impressed by his play as Cobb gets back-to-back open looks, but can't knock both down. And now Lee wants to drive it. Stepping back, and it finds its way through. Eyeball screen sets. Cobb out to Moore. Wide open mid-range jump shot. It's good. Pick and roll. Lee pulls up, misses the 3. He had a really good Game 1 performance. Has played well the first two games. But again, their offense has not been able to keep pace with ours so far in the first two games of this series. So until they do, I am feeling pretty confident. There's Mark Williams. on the pick and roll, and he draws the foul against Stewart. A 3-point play on the way. The free throw is good. In the corner, Andrew Lee has it. Comes off the screen, drives it, and draws the foul. That'll go against Cam Christie, his first, and the first on the Aztecs here in this game. Front end for Lee is good. Averaged over 22 points per game this year and over 24 points per game in 3 matchups against the Aztecs during the regular season. Rebounds per game so far in the playoffs. Mark Williams, number 1. Deion York, number 4. So 2 of the best rebounding bigs left in the playoffs matched up here in this game. Williams has been the top rebounder for the last several games. As Cobb can't flush the alley-oop attempt, but it's kept alive with Mexico City. Now Moore comes up, sets the screen. Dennis crosses over and hits from long range. Andrew Lee steps into a shot from downtown, but can't get it to go. And we give it right back. Mark Williams threw it right to Keontae George. He finds Lee trailing, but misses the open 3 in the corner. Handing off to Christie. George on him. Christie leaves it for Cobb. Drives it. Can't score, but is going to draw the foul on Bryce Sensabaugh. 93% at the line this past season. Not quite as good here in the playoffs, but he's still been over like 85%. Strong drive. York goes up and absolutely posters David Dennis. We are going to forget that play just happened. Cobb from a long distance. Can't knock it down. He's now 1 for 5 to start this game. Lee on the other end, also off to a slow start. Cobb drives it, finds Williams, rolling inside for the deuce. Stewart now rolls inside. Lee keeps it. Good defense by the Aztecs here. Another screen comes up. George lets one loose and connects. Jarris Walker and Dion Young both check in for the first time in Game 3 as the triple attempt from Dennis won't drop in. Taylor Hendricks out there now for Utah. Over Cam Christie. That shot will go for Andrew Lee. He has averaged over 24 points per game so far here in the playoffs. Has shot 56% from the field. Very good numbers across the board for him. He's been their best offensive player as Cam Christie rises up and throws down the alley-oop assist from David Dennis. Good pump fake. Hendricks drives. Can't score, but draws the first foul against Mark Williams. Hendricks 13-6 in the regular season. Solid numbers, a solid bench option for defense and offense. Downhill, good penetration by Dennis, but he's blocked by Stewart, and Lee tracks it down. Now if Bucket can put the Jazz in front. For the lead, George is fouled. Back-to-back fouls called against Mark Williams. Front end for George will tie things up. Back in for the lead. Got it. Driving. Kicked out to Sasser. Really good find there by Dion Young. Now it is interesting that we have the second most assists per game and the highest three-point percentage so far in the playoffs. We played less games than most teams because we have won every game so far, so naturally you have less games to play if you're going to sweep opponents, but second most assists only behind the Rockets, who have averaged about 39 a game, which is absolutely unreal. So we've been really good, but the Rockets have been like a generational team on offense, at least so far in this playoff run. Both teams 6-0 in their respective runs this season so far. That shot won't go for Sasser as Hendricks pulls down the miss. And now another chance to jump in front for Utah. Stewart finds George, but he has his pocket picked by Sasser. We've got numbers, and Christie will go by himself right to the 10. And now almost stole it again. It's going to go out of bounds off Sasser. But some good hands by him defensively. 9 seconds on the clock for Utah as they're going to bring in Jordan Walsh off their bench. You got a sprinkle of Utah fans here in the crowd as we fail to steal it, and Hendricks is left wide open, but can't take advantage. Moore and Cobb back out there. Step back, triple, offline, and a good box out by Hendricks as Walsh tracks down the loose change. Quick three in the corner, and Andrew Lee finally finds his rhythm. Backdoor cut. Cobb lays it in for 2. His second field goal here in the first quarter. He's gone 1 for 5 so far from downtown. Has not really been too accurate, but he's had some good looks. George looks to drive it. Finds Walsh on the baseline cut. And we are trading leads so far. Little two-man game with the guards here, and Sasser is online from downtown for the second time here in the quarter. He's now 2 for 3 from the field. Hendricks once hits. Moore guarding him, and Hendricks just works around him for 2. Good pass. Cobb can't finish, though. Andrew Lee was right there to contest it. Handoff. George drives, throws it up. Tough shots. Good defense by Jarris Walker to contest that shot. And now he throws it down and is also fouled by Andrew Lee. That's going to be his first foul. A three-point play chance will not be converted here. Nickeil Alexander-Walker with it. He drives and draws the foul on Cobb. And now more free throws for Utah. Plenty of those here in the opening quarter of play. First one rattles out for him. They've already gone like 4 deep on their bench. 1 for 2 here for Alexander Walker. We're going to save for the final shot of the quarter as Cobb has his shot rejected by Hendricks. They got a chance to get a shot up here. It's a deep one, but it's in and out. And through one, like the first 2 games, it's very high scoring, and we lead by only a point. Second quarter begins. Dylan Young tries a triple, but can't connect from downtown. Utah offense trying to up the tempo here, and they give it right back to the Aztecs. Kylan Moore picks up the steal. Young steps back, pulls the trigger. Now he's 0 for 2. Screen set by Jones. He gets it back. Good defense by the Aztecs, but Lee still drops it in from long range. He's got 12. Good little crossover move by Mark Williams of all players. And he takes Hendricks all the way inside for the deuce plus the foul. Did not know Williams had a little crossover in his bag, but this time the free throw's good, and we're back in front. It's left for Andrew Lee, and a foul is called on Hendricks off ball. The shot's no good, and we take over. Top of the key. Young out of a shot finds Williams right to the rack again. He's been really good offensively, very efficient, not really taking any dumb shots. Just only taking ones that are pretty much guaranteed to go in. So very happy with Mark Williams' plays so far. That was a good pass there by Dylan Young out of a contested shot. Utah has it now. 10 on the shot clock and counting down now. It's below 5. Hendricks lets it loose, but can't cash in. Out to Christie, catch and shoots. He continues to be just efficient and really smart with his play. Again, he has shot like just below 70% to the first 2 games and is already off to a good start here. Out to Wendell Brown for the open trifecta, which he buries. He's been really good off their bench. I think he had one game where he put up over 20 points in less than 20 minutes of action. So he's a dangerous weapon, can really do it all. So gotta contest his shots too, not just Andrew Lee's. It cuts our lead in half. Christie trying to double it, but can't knock it down. Right down the middle. Young tried to steal it, but couldn't get to the ball, and Wendell Brown continues to be a really good offensive option. Jarris Walker blocked by Lee. Went right up into the hands. Trying to draw a foul, I think. And Lee connects on the other end to put Utah back in front. Setting up for a 3, I think. It's going to be Dennis who pulls the trigger and knocks it down. He's only shot about 42% so far in this series, but has been our highest scorer on average through these first 2 games. Here's Keontae George driving, and he's fouled by Dennis, his first. Just the first foul called against the Aztecs here in the quarter. First free throw up and good from George. And the back end is up and good as well. Driving inside. Good penetration. Jordan Walsh gets put on a poster by David Dennis. Like somebody said last episode, Dennis continues to put really good pressure on the rim. That opens things up in every other level of offense for not only him, but also his teammates. Dennis now finds some space for 3, but can't knock it down this time. Utah up by 1 after a bit of a little spurt offensively. Their run is still going, though. Need a stop or 2 here, plus a bucket to retake the lead. Lee attacks still in a Young, and he's fouled. Plenty of free throws here in the first half for the Utah offense. Lee has about 45% or so of their points. He continues to have the offense run through him. Little pick and roll here, and Williams continues to get behind the Jazz defense. 12 points, has yet to miss a field goal attempt. Strong drive again. This time there's no foul called. It's a clean block by Mark Williams. Dennis tries again from downtown. It won't go, but Williams gets it back. It's kept alive. Now it's Cobb behind the arc, but his shot's blocked by Lee. Shot clock does not reset, and Jarris Walker will get us the 3rd chance points. And the Aztecs lead by 2 again. Quiet day for Sensabaugh so far. That layup's not going to go. I think he's been scoreless so far in this first half. Young comes off a screen, steps into a 3-pointer, but has yet to really find his offensive rhythm. He has not hit a shot so far, I don't think. He's 0 for 3 from downtown at the very least. Here's Taylor Hendricks. Really contested shot, but he still got it. And we are tied at 47. There's already been 15 lead changes and 5 ties. Been very back and forth so far. Dennis getting physical. Fades away off the glass. It's put back in by Williams. Catch and shoots. York can't get it to go. Cobb has a clean look and knocks it down this time. Got to get him going offensively to really pick things up here. If Dennis and or Cobb cannot shoot well, we're going to have some problems trying to stay in front. But if at least one of them can start to be consistent here, then we're going to have a good chance to go up 3 games to nothing here in this round 2 series. Here's Mark Williams with his first miss. Lee lost it, and York tried to save it, but it goes right to Dylan Young. We've got numbers, but Williams has his shot rejected by Hendricks. Screen set by York. The 3 from Sensabaugh is cashed in. Wide open look. A foot inside the arc. It's not going to drop in for Dennis, but that was a really good look. I think you take shots like that time and time again. 8 points so far for him. Has passed the ball very well at 6 assists already. And we do have a lead. Stepping back again. Cobb tries a deep one, almost got it to go, but Utah takes over. Rebound battle tied right now at 19 apiece, very even on the glass so far. Now a 3 can put Utah back in front, and a 2 can tie things up at 52. George for the lead, not gonna go. Setting up for a Dennis triple attempt, in and out. And York pulls it down, fast break offense, and Lee continues to shoot the ball, but that time it's not going to go, and Dennis this time finds his stroke. Assisted by Dylan Young. Hendricks the screen. York downhill and fouls. Continues to do this. There's plenty in the first 2 games. Drew a couple of fouls. Jazz often having more free throws than we do in these games. And York's free throws cut it back to 3. Backdoor lob attempt. Williams gets to it. I think that was trying to go for John Cobb, but we still get points out of it. Mark Williams already has a double-double in the first half with 16 points, 10 rebounds, on track for 20 and 20, or perhaps 30 and 20. That'll be quite the spectacle. Now we're going to have the final shot here in the first half, it looks like. Would love a shot to drop in here. Dennis is going to keep it, and is blocked by Stewart out of bounds. Clock runs out, and we lead by 5 at halftime. 57-52. Defense playing better than I initially thought, and it's been the lowest scoring game through the first 2 quarters so far in this matchup. All right, second half underway here. Both teams have shot below 50%, right around 45, 46 each, but they have less than 10 assists through one half, which is pretty bad for a team that has had the best offense coming into the playoffs. So they're probably going to have some things to say about that, I would have to imagine here. I doubt that they're just going to let us pull away like we did back in game 1 in the 4th quarter. So I'm expecting not only more free throws, but just a closer second half and potentially a little comeback attempt by the Jazz here. But free throws here for Keontae George after a foul. And he knocks down both. Screen comes up. Christie floats it right over the top to Mark Williams. Now Lee fires a deep shot and knocks it down. He had 19 first half points, shot the ball very well. Got off to a slow start, but has since really played very well, as no foul is called on that shot attempt, to my dismay. Utah gets it back. A bucket can close it to within 1 score. York, a foot inside the arc, has that shot blocked, but Lee tracks it down and scores. Dennis behind the arc, can't get it to go. Stewart pulls down the miss. Now a 2 could tie. Good defense by the Aztecs. Shot clock winding down. Sensabaugh still drops it in. And we are now tied at 61 apiece. A little run to open things up here in the third quarter by the Utah offense, as I expected. And now it's neck and neck once again. Shot clock under 5 now for the Aztecs. Clean look. Christie, though, can't connect. And we almost stole it back, but York corrals the loose ball. And the three from George won't drop in, lucky for us. We have not scored in over 2 minutes. I've only scored, I think, twice since halftime. 4 points so far in the quarter. And Sensabaugh is called for an off-ball foul. For 3, it's Kylan Moore. He sinks it. Okay, it's been a quiet day for him offensively. And defensively, too, for that matter. But a nice shot right there. We have not seen a 3 go in for him in quite a while. So that is a welcome sight. Here's George trying to answer, and he got it. Pick and roll, bounced inside. Nobody's there to contest the shot for Moore. He's got 5 in a row. For 3, a few feet behind the line, and York can't get it to drop, and he's been relatively quiet since the first couple of plays of the entire game. It's been an offense that has really been running through Andrew Lee for the most part, occasionally Keontae George. But those two guys have taken the bulk of their shots. Cobb, pass deflected. We get it back, and Christie cashes in on the mid-range jump shot. Strong take, really physical, but George can't finish at the rack. Kylan Moore drives. He missed it, but got it back. And then coughs it up. York picks up the steal. Another shot clock counting down here. Moore is right there in George's mouth, and the shot's not going to go. George now just 2 for 10 from the field, but has had plenty of free throw attempts to kind of combat those poor shooting splits. Now free throws on the way for Kylan Moore, the first of which he knocks down. We've made 10 threes so far offensively, but have a lot of points off assists. We passed the ball very well, as we have throughout most of the playoff run to this point. Screen comes up. Defended very well. York between 2 defenders. Got it to go. That is a really tough shot. Dennis launches and misses. Out to Lee. Catch and shoots. No good. I think we'll take a miss like that every time. Quick fast break triple. Rattles home for Cam Christie. And our lead extends to 7 points. That was a pretty big 6-point swing right there in the last couple of seconds. Little fake spin move. Handing off to York. The corner triple is offline. And Mark Williams pulls down the miss. With it now. Wants to get involved offensively, and he will do so with the hoop and the harm. Third foul against Bryce Sensabaugh puts Cobb at the line for a free throw to cap off that 3-point play. Driving and fouled. It's Andrew Lee at the line again. He's made shots from downtown, the mid-range, at the rim, at the line. Misses the front end here. But he's already got 24 points, about his per-game average here in this playoff run for Utah. But they need him to really go off for a big game, because so far, York's been quiet. We have not seen pretty much anything from Bryce Sensabaugh or from Hendricks. So until one of those guys steps up, Lee is the guy to work through on the offensive end. He's called for the foul here. Christie with a pair, the first of which drops in, and he hits both. Screen set by George. He gets it back. Now it's Lee with it, waiting for a screen from Timothy Stewart's. Inside. Good penetration for 2. 3-point shooting here in the playoffs, by the way. Sasser and Christie, both top 5. at 2 and 4. But Andrew Lee also pretty close behind those two guys. Sasser does not really take too many threes. Christie takes the most, I think, of the two, but Lee definitely has the highest volume in total of the 3 players on that list. So this just shows you, all these stats are showing you that these two teams are a very good matchup for each other, and they're both really good offensive teams as well, at least here in the playoffs. But the Jazz offense has yet to really find their true rhythm. They've played very well the first 2 games, but until their defense can step up, they're asking a lot of their offense to really be better than they were back in the regular season, which is a tall task to meet. That shot's not going to go. Mark Williams pulls it down. Out to Christie, a foot inside the arc, continues to shoot the ball very well. For Hendricks, the triple finally drops in, breaks the cold spell for the Jazz. Off the screen, Christie pulls up. That is a pretty tough shot on the move. York sees a lane, drives it, and is fouled. The bucket will count. And it goes against Jarris Walker to cut the lead down to 5. Utah not going away. Walker comes up for the screen. Cobb tries to find a backdoor. The pass is deflected. Shot clock counts down, and Dennis misses. And Moore was trying to stuff that one back in, but Hendricks got there first. Now York gets it down low, and Walker tried to steal it, but just mistimed it. The Jazz have actually shot better than we have so far in this game, but we lead because we have taken more shots than them. I think we've won the rebound battle by a couple, which has led us to more second chance points. Here's Kylan Moore on the roll inside. Wendell Brown steps into a wide open triple and makes no mistake about it. A 14-6 run by Utah the last 10 minutes. Is that accurate? I'm pretty sure it's not. We've scored way more than that over the last quarter, but it's still been a solid quarter to try and, whittle away at this Mexico City lead. They have closed it from 5 to 2, but it's been a lot of work to get there. Now the lead is extending for the Aztecs at the charity stripe as Dennis calmly hits both. Walsh has a clean look, but can't connect. Good box out by Cobb to pull down that miss. Good backdoor cut. Dennis with a strong take. And a nice find there by Dylan Young. Driving right by Dennis for the deuce. Lee has been incredibly difficult to contain. Now 10 for 16 from the field. Cobb has a lane. Back out to Dennis now. Shot clock under 5. Screen set by Moore. There's space, but Dennis can't knock it down. They will have the final shot here in the quarter. It's going to be a 3 for Lee. He can't cash in. Would have cut the lead down to 1, but we lead by 4 with 1 quarter left to go. 82-86. Got to close things out, and if we win, the series might be over. Well, the year is essentially on the line for the Utah Jazz here. If they lose this game, they trail 3 games to nothing. So they got to play well here in this 4th quarter if they want any chance to come back in this series and reach the conference finals. Good start for the Aztecs with a stop and a score, and our lead extends to 6. Wendell Brown into a mid-range jump shot. Can't knock it down. Cobb over 2 defenders, has his shot blocked by Hendricks. He's been relatively cold all game long, but it hasn't really had a big impact on this game, at least so far. There's still a whole quarter left to play, though. Anything can happen. Moore over 2 defenders again. That's back-to-back really tough shots down low for the offense. And neither have gone. Walsh got it to go on the other end. And it's back to a 4-point game. Walker the pick. Cobb crosses over. Good defense by Sensabaugh, though. We got to find a shot here. It's going to be a tough one. It's a deep three, but Cobb connects. That is a huge shot. Baseline drive, rejected. And they're going to get Moore for a goaltend here. Moore comes up for the pick. Cobb gets going downhill and nearly got the other one again. The 4th foul against Bryce Sensabaugh here. 16 points for Cobb, 5 assists. Pretty much automatic at the free throw line. He goes 2 for 2. Into a 3. Cobb's right there, but the shot's going to count anyways for Wendell Brown. Good defense by Brown so far. Cobb, though, with a better offensive finish. He's played better here in the second half, now as a positive 12 plus minus. Hendricks for 3. Can't cut our lead in half. Under 9 minutes left to go now. Mark Williams back out there alongside Sasser, Young, Christie, and Jarris Walker. So, some of our backups on the courts, giving our starters a bit of a rest here. The drive will lead to a foul as Sensabaugh picks up his 5th. So if he comes out, it's probably Walsh or Hendricks who takes his spot in the last 6 or so minutes of the game. Or maybe it's Wendell Brown who comes out there. Free throws, splits by Young. Downhill, crossing over, left for Stewart, contested. Really good defense and boxed out by Williams. Now Walker gets it. Nobody left in the paint but him. Open shots. Plenty of time as well for Wendell Brown. We saw this offense pull away in Game 1. Will the same be true in Game 3? It's only a 6-point lead now. Jazz hanging around as that's going to be a turnover. Screen comes over. Lee drives it. Kicked out to Stewart. Good passing. But really good defense by the Aztecs as well. Up ahead to Young. He's got a drive it and poster Hendricks. He and Dennis both now have a highlight reel play in this game. Williams tried to go for the steal and now gets caught because of it. Timothy Stewart's at the line for a pair. Front end drops in. And he goes 1 for 2 as Moore pulls that down the miss. He's back in the game alongside Dennis and John Cobb. Cobb with a really tough fadeaway shot. It's not going to drop. Stewart brings it up. Finds Lee in the corner. Out to Wendell Brown. He's going to attack the basket. And he's fouled. Plus the buckets. The 3rd on Dennis. And free throws piling up for Utah. Lobbing it up for Dennis. He goes up and gets it. Great pass by Cam Christie. Stewart the screen. York finds him on the roll. Moore's got Cobb wide open, but he can't knock it down. Andrew Lee on the courts now for Utah. The last 6 or so minutes, they have cut our lead down to 2. Anybody's game down the stretch here. Eyeball screen sets. Cobb downhill, has a lane and scores. Lee pulls up, misses the shot, and Williams able to box out for the rebound. Moore has Christie at the rim. but he passes back out. Now Morse calling for it. Gets waved off. Dennis tries a really tough shot, and it's no good. And now Lee on the other end, just coasting inside on the transition play. York picks up the assist. Screen set by Williams. Christie fires on the move, no good, but Williams cleans things up on the glass. Under 4 to play. Cobb trying to find a spot, and he draws the foul on Hendricks. It's going to be his third. We're 2 fouls away from putting ourselves in the bonus for the rest of the fourth quarter. Cobb yet to miss at the line tonight, and he will put us up by 4. Right down the lane, Keontae George rises up and throws it down. Andrew Lee with the assist. Into a 3. Dennis can't lace it, and York able to pull it down. A 3 can put them in front. A 2 can tie it up at 106. Need some defense here. York the screen. Lee for the lead. It's offline. Quick up ahead. Cobb lays it in for 2 off the Dennis assist. It's coming down to it here in Mexico City, folks. Keontae George will cut our lead to 1. 7 fourth quarter points for him. Williams rises, draws the foul on Stewart. The 4th on Utah. Mark Williams with quite the stat line. 19 points now, 17 rebounds. He has been all over the place, and he knocks down both. But Utah not quite going away yet. Andrew Lee again with the buckets. We have still led since the second quarter, but the Jazz have been right there with us, trailing by only a couple of baskets or points all game long. That's a big crunch time 3 from Cobb. Fourth quarter, Cobb shows up again in a late game situation. Lead to 4. George misses at the rack. Good shot contest by Dennis. We can take our time here. Don't gotta force a shot. Christie will though, but he knocks it down. Off the screen. York keeps it, has it blocked. They're going to get more for a shooting foul. I thought that was clean as day, but it's not. The referees disagree with my analysis there. And the free throws can give Jazz fans a little bit of hope here. York goes 2 for 2. Cobb drives it. Euro stepping his way in. It's denied by York. Help defense. And now a fast break will put George at the line for 2 there in the bonus for the rest of regulation now. We're 1 foul from it. The free throws have really kept Utah in this game because they've had a lot more than we have. And our lead is now cut down to 2. The door is still wide open for the Jazz. We need a good bucket here. Who do we go to down the stretch for offense? Cobb blocked again. Back-to-back defensive plays by the Utah Bigs. Lee posters Christie. Timeout Mexico City. We're tied at 1:15. Another run by Utah. We are tied with 37 seconds left. Cobb left it short. 0 for his last 3. Trying to play hero ball a little bit too much down the stretch. We got to play some defense. Lee misses the wide open 3, and we can save for the final shot of the fourth quarter. There's no shot clock left. Do we call on Cobb again here? Shot clock under 5 or clock under 5. Williams throws it down. Jazz call timeout to advance. Kyle picks up the assist. 2.3 seconds remain. And the guy that has been so reliable all playoff run long, Mark Williams, comes through late with the bucket. Lee for the win. God! Are you kidding me? 0.2 left. We have no time to get a shot off. Andrew Lee silences the Mexico City home crowd. I can't believe that. The simplest inbound play, and we can't get a shot off. A last-second heartbreaker. And the Jazz are right back in this series. We had that dead to rights. But Andrew Lee gives a blast of hope to Utah. And it's 2-1 in the second round series. I can't believe that. I cannot believe we just lost like that. We led for almost the entire game. But when you blow it in the final seconds of the game, it does not matter how long you led for. Cobb shot really poorly, really struggled on his last couple shots, which I think really cost us in this game. Goes 9 for 24, 4 for 12 from downtown. Mark Williams was fantastic. Cam Christie was fantastic on offense. But defensively, we have to find a way to stop Andrew Lee because right now he's their only offense. He drops in 38 points, goes 14 for 25. And the next highest player, Keontae George, did not shoot well at all. But Wendell Brown off the bench, 19 points, only missed 1 shot. If we can just play a little bit better defense, we have a chance to win this game. But again, our guards do not shoot very well. They both missed 15 shots. And the Jazz did not really have too many more free throws than we had. But they shot better from the field. They had 10 less shots. And that was enough to win. They had more from their bench. They had a lot more blocks, 12 to our 2. So that is, I thought we had that game. I thought we were going to win. But Andrew Lee really shut me up. And now Utah can really surprise us here. And now through 3 games, Utah is the only trailing team to have won a game. So Detroit leads 3-0 over Cleveland. Atlanta leads or is trailing 3-0 to the Chicago Bulls. And the Rockets have jumped up to a 3-game lead as well. So you're essentially confirming the other 3 teams. They've already essentially carried those victories. We have not. Utah giving us a run for our money now. And we're going to Simcast Game 4 and see if it ends up being close, late, and see who comes out on top. Utah drops 45 first quarter points, and they lead by a really wide margin. And the Aztecs are not really showing signs of life late. And I guess we're tied at 2 games each now. 127 to 112. Offense has not played quite as well as the first 2 games. Utah has picked theirs up, or at least been more consistent, and we lose by 15 points here in Game 4. 27 and 11 for Cobb, 24 for Jarris Walker, but 36 and 12 for Keontae George. Andrew Lee continues to be amazing in the playoffs, and Utah continues to shoot better than we do. We're going to simcast Game 5 as well and see who can take the lead in this series. You won the first two. Utah won the last two. So the away team has won every game so far. And we have a really close battle once again here in Game 5. This one comes on the road in Utah and Salt Lake City. And they're going to have a fourth quarter lead. And they're pulling away in the fourth quarter, in the second half, really, in general. And they're going to lead us now. 134-128 is your final score. And once again, it's Andrew Lee who leads the way. 31 points. They put up 134. Hendricks and York, 20 apiece each. Georgia, a double-double. Kylan Moore, 28. 25 for Cobb. Dennis, 11 and 13. But again, the Jazz just gets a number up on us. They took 16 more shot attempts. We played well offensively, but not the case on defense. We have now lost 3 straight games. And that shot to end Game 3 by Andrew Lee is the spark they needed here. If they miss that shot, this series is probably already over. But the other 4 series were all sweeps. So we have the closest series of any series so far. And we're going to watch Game 6 because now it's our backs against the wall. It was their backs against the wall. They made the most of it and made the big shot to keep their year alive. And now it's us at home in Game 6 next time to determine the future of this playoff run. If we lose, our year is over. If we win, it goes to Game 7. We're going to end it right here, folks. I can't believe Utah has turned things around like this quickly, but they're a great team. It's not really that surprising. They are battle-tested after their round 1 series against the Mavericks. They won in 7 games. So, as I said earlier in the episode, anything can happen. I will see y'all in Game 6. Please like the video, subscribe down below, leave your feedback in the comment section as well, and I will see y'all in the next one with our year on the line, backs against the wall. Can we come out on top and force Game 7? We'll find out in the next one. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.